American bred, Australian owned with a French twist. Americain has been an eagerly anticipated arrival at Victoria's Swettenham Stud, following an international career in which the son of Dynaformer competed across 4 countries for 9 stakes wins.
He's certainly created an enormous interest, not just here in northeast Victoria, but all over the country. We've had inquiries from overseas, and on the 1st of September he started his first day of covering, and he does it particularly well. But I've got to say, he has captured the imagination of the racing and breeding public in Australia, and they've been coming to him in big forces.
Purchased by Jerry Ryan and Kevin Bamford for the sole purpose of a Melbourne Cup bid, Americain was prepared by legendary French trainer Alain Duroyer-Dupré and added to his burgeoning record with a victory in the 2010 Prix Kergolay en route to Australia. Like many overseas raiders before him, Americain made his Australian debut in the Geelong Cup a month earlier and impressed locals with a strong display. Americain was now considered one of the main threats in the 150th running of the Melbourne Cup. With the benefit of a rain-affected track and luck in running, Americain duly saluted.
Americain is a danger, then Harris Tweed. Turcotte tricked the rail, So You Think in front. Americain is coming at him hard. Americain raced past So You Think, and then the lucky day. Americain for France, coming right away. Americain is coming away. Americain Trevian, scored by 2 lengths for lucky day.
After solid efforts in Hong Kong and France, Americain returned to Australia in the spring of 2011, confirming he was on target for back-to-back cups with an easy victory on Cox Plate Day.
Americain takes the lead, the Cup winner drawing away. He's back in a beautiful style, and Americain won the Moonee Valley Cup by 2 lengths.
But the defending champion felt the effects of a wide passage in the Melbourne Cup and finished a luckless 4th behind another French raider, Dunedin. The stallion made amends at the end of the Spring Carnival with a stunning performance in the Zipping Classic.
Here comes Americain, he's winding up, he's got him surely at the 200. Americain raced up to Managar, Murrian coming back on the inside, Americain about a neck in front, Mossay's looking after him, he won it easily.
Americain was transferred to the stables of David Hayes and remained in Australia for a tilt at Autumn Riches. But despite finishing a strong 3rd in the Australian Cup and a desperately unlucky 2nd in the BMW, Americain's time based down under was considered disappointing. Transferred back to Duroyer-Dupré, Americain capped off his magnificent career with a 4th in the 2012 Caulfield Cup, before an equally luckless unplaced effort in his 3rd Melbourne Cup.
David Hayes said he was the best stayer he's ever trained. You know, he was a phenomenal horse, had an incredible turn of foot.
Americain stood his first season at stud at the historic Calumet Stud Farm in Kentucky earlier this year, after Calumet's owner Brad Kelly bought a 50% stake in the stallion.
He's been very well supported by his owner. His owner picked out 35 mares, which he originally was going to go to Dynaformer, but sadly Dynaformer died at the age of 26, and that is why he went on a world search to find the best son of Dynaformer, and this Americain was his son. So he got 60 mares up there. He stood at 20,000 US. We're standing him at 12.5 plus GST, and you know, down here he's got 152 mares so far.
The late Dynaformer, a son of Roberto, was one of North America's top stallions, most recognised as the sire of the ill-fated Kentucky Derby winner Barbaro. Another boost to Americain's credentials is the fact that the Roberto line is particularly strong in Australia, through the likes of Red Ransom and his own sire sons.
Dynaformer himself, I mean, in his last few years, stood for 150,000 US. He was, I mean, just last week in Saratoga, a son of Dynaformer topped the sale at $1.3 million US.
Standing at over 16 hands, Americain has obviously inherited his sire's imposing frame. But with his eye-catching physique, Americain could be considered the beau ideal of thoroughbred beauty.
He's been paraded constantly. He's quite flighty, as you'll see. At the moment, I mean, he's enjoying when this barn door opens. He's expecting to go into the covering yard. And I've got to say he does a good job. People have seen this horse for the last 4 years coming down to Australia, and they've fallen in love with him. They've fallen in love with his looks. He's got rock star looks.
Americain is out of the Group 2 winning mare America, a daughter of Arazi, who once stood at the independent stallion station in Victoria.
He's bred by the Wertheimer family. Now the Wertheimer family are one of the biggest breeders and most successful breeders in France. And in the first 5 dams of Americain, there's 170 black type winners. And in fact, there's probably 174 by now, because we've had the European season happen. It's a very prolific family. And of course, Americain, he won as a 2-year-old, so he was an early type.
With Australian money being spent abroad to buy international stayers suitable for our cups, Americain gives breeders the chance to make their own history.
80% of the broodmare population is made up from the breeding public who only own 1 or 2 broodmares, and it's these breeders who've seen the quality in this stallion, who want to breed their own racehorse to win one of these fantastic holy grail of races like the Melbourne Cup or the Sydney Cup or any particular cup, and they've got the chance to do it. The commercial breeders have come to this horse as well, because of course breeding to a horse like Americain, your syndicators will love him.
With part owner Kerry Bamford and Jerry Ryan also sending a number of mares to their Cup champion, Americain looks to be a great addition for the Victoria breeding ranks.
They are sending a good pool of mares together, as I am, as the breeding public are, and he's got every chance. He will have as I say, his fertility is very good. He will be well received in the market, and we're looking forward to basically August next year to see what his first foals look like.